Hi everyone, my name's Christian, and I'm making this video as a follow-up to the one that I made back in September, which was about how I paid off roughly $74,000 of student loans in about 4 years. And no one really watched that video, which is okay. I mean, the subject material that my video was based on has a lot of videos already on YouTube regarding it. And the reason I'm making another video about it is because I want to go more into the how I did it instead of about me. But first off, I just want to very briefly about me. I work as a nurse on an Indian reservation in South Dakota, and I work for a federal agency called the Indian Health Service. And as a benefit for working with the Indian Health Service, there's this thing called the loan repayment program. And it is for health professionals mainly, but there are some administrative positions that you could have if you wanted that would also be available to get the funds that you would need for the loan repayment program. And it is a great way of paying off student loans. It's probably the best federal program regarding paying off student loans that there is. There's another one which is similar to the Indian Health Service loan repayment program, but it's a lot more selective and a lot more people apply for it. The Indian Health Service loan repayment program is based on all the hospitals that are run by the Indian Health Service, and they are graded on a score of 0 to 100. 100 is the highest score a facility can get, and if you have a score of 100, that means the need is very high there. And so if you were to apply to a position at one of these hospitals that has 100, you would almost certainly get this the funds for the loan repayment program. The contract that you sign for the loan payment program entails that you work for the facility for 2 years, and you will get a specific amount. It depends on how much you apply for or say that you have in student loans, and the loan repayment program will base off of that how much you're going to get on a yearly basis. So for me, for instance, I sent in that I had $26,000 in private student loans, and what they came back as their contract was that they'll give me $13,000 1 year, and after I finish the first year of my contract, they'll give me a the second half of the $26,000. So it's split up in two, and because I had almost $50,000, embarrassingly, of in federal student loans, I could extend my contract, which is what I decided to do, and send them that the forms that say that I owe this specific amount, and they'll send back what they will give you in terms of for an additional year. And it's only a 1 year contract extension. It's not for another 2 years, which is nice. But because I wanted to be done with it, I have signed, in total, my contract's been 4 years. And I'll put links in the description below for this video so that more people can understand or get an idea of what the Indian Health Service loan repayment program is all about. And I would suggest it very strongly for anyone who's a nurse, doctor, dentist, pharmacist. I mean, it's really incredible. I mean, I was buried in student loans, and because of the Indian Health Service, I'm free and of so much student loans, and it's just such a relief. And I thank the Indian Health Service so much. And the thing about it is, I live in a really rural area of the country, but there are Indian Health Service hospitals all over the western half of this country that are not nearly as rural as where I live. For instance, there's several hospitals in New Mexico and Arizona that are not that far away from bigger cities. And so, if if you like the city life, you wouldn't have to live, you know, I'm 2.5 hours away from a city that's 70,000 people, and that's the biggest city, which is Rapid City. And but like I said, you don't have to live in the middle of nowhere in order to get approved for the loan repayment program. And it's something I wish more people knew about. And this video is just my personal story about how I've done it. You can watch my previous video about where I go into more detail of how I did it. And yeah, and if you guys have questions, please do not hesitate to ask in the comments below or respond to me in personal message. Doesn't really matter. I'm here to answer your questions. So, but there you go. This is strictly a video about giving shorter video about how I paid off my student loans and just general information about the Indian Health Service Loan Repayment Program. Hope you guys liked it, and yeah, message me if you have any questions.